Welcome back to part 7 of Google AI Studio. If you haven't seen the first 6 parts of this series, please check out the playlist. Now, looking at Google AI Studio, we're going to do one of the more complex features. This is for my advanced users. Well, I don't want to say advanced anymore because the barrier to entry to work with this technology is very, very low now. So we're going to focus on today is called the build features here in Google AI Studio. So I am at the home, aistudio.google.com, and I can see build AI apps. So if you ever thought about some ideas, maybe there's some apps, some features you always wanted, why not build your own? Let's take a look. Now, very, very simply, like all the other prompting ideas, make sure you craft your prompt properly. If you haven't seen the CRAFT acronym, please check out, I think it was part number 2. We took a deep dive in how you should be crafting your prompts. But before we get in here, I'm going to show you some of the other features here. So you can always supercharge your apps. We learned about Nano Bananas features in part 6, where you can edit all kinds of images. You can create conversational voice apps using the Google Live feature we talked about, I think, in part 5. We can animate images with Veo, which we'll be talking about in part number 8. And of course, you can always use Google search data to power whatever app you're using. Now, another neat part about this is if you need ideas and inspiration, you can go to the app gallery. So in the app gallery, you can see a lot of different things that people have already created. All right. So we have functioning cell kitchen, we have EcoPass, we have some things powered by Veo, some video stuff here, and it's pretty wild. You could build beautiful landing pages for your websites. You could do studio quality image generation. We talked about that in the last video. But you can do immersive 3D gaming and worlds, internet favorites. There are so many things, so many ideas that you can explore just to get in there. So let's say I wanted to do some 3D gaming. I can click on this model. And the greatest part of it is you can see the actual code that is generated here. And the code index is generated. And as you type things in here, you can modify the code, create a copy for yourself. You can share it. You can upload it to a platform called GitHub, if you've never heard of that before. It's basically a repository, like a big hard drive, which is free and openly available. You can save your code, and it's publicly available to share with other people. Now, looking back here, imagine I wanted to create my own stuff. So over here, I've already messed around this with a little bit already. So I'm going to talk about the product that I made and show you some of the process. So what I decided to do is I decided to create my own AI quiz generator. So basically, this will allow any person to put in any material, choose a course subject area, choose a grade level, and it will just start spitting quizzes at you based upon what you want. So let's say I wanted to learn about nutrition, the class is health. Let's say it's 10th grade. And right now, I could generate an AI quiz. This is obviously powered by Google Gemini. Let this cook for a second. So I'm going to enter my name. And what is the primary function of carbohydrates in the body? I'm going to say it is to provide the body's main source of energy, which is synthesized by human body exposed to sunlight. The correct answer is actually vitamin D, but I'm going to put vitamin C just to see what happens here. What is the following considered a complex carbohydrate? It's going to be out of these choices, it's going to be brown rice, but I'm going to put a wrong answer. Say it's honey. Water soluble vitamins such as B and C are stored in the body's fat. Is that true or false? Well, water soluble vitamins they'd be fat soluble vitamins. This is false. Fibers type of carbohydrate can digest, helping use of sugars. I am going to be, well, there's actually 2 types of fibers. This isn't really a great question. There's insoluble and soluble fibers, so it really does matter which kind. So it's not a great question, but we'll keep going. Explain why it's essential to consume a variety of protein sources to contain all essential amino acids. All right, so for this, the neat part is I put in here that you can do open-ended questions, and it will give you feedback on your answer. So this is asking about essential amino acids. So for essential amino acids, why is it important to have a wide variety? All right, so I put because the body can only create 9 essential amino acids, the rest can be consumed in your diet to build various structures in the body. Now for this one, what is the difference between a saturated fat and unsaturated fat in terms of physical state room temperature? I'm going to put something that's wrong. I think the difference is physical state room temperature, saturated fats are solid at room temperature, where unsaturated fats are not. I'm going to put saturated fats are from animal sources. Okay, that is not the correct answer, but we'll see what it does here. Now I'm going to define the term nutrient dense or provide one example of nutrient dense food. I'm going to put a wrong answer. I'm going to put sugar. All right, which is not classified as a macronutrients, carbs, fats, proteins. Obviously, minerals is the wrong answer there, which is not a fat soluble vitamin. That's A, D, E, and K. So vitamin C is a water soluble. And I'm just going to put this in and submit and see the feedback here. Now, when I was designing this, the problem I had with a lot of the already designed AI checkers is they didn't provide feedback. I wanted constructive feedback about the questions I got right and wrong, on top of having the ability to do multiple choice, short answer, fill in the blank. And this build allows me the AI to generate a variety of different questions, and it randomly generates different. So if I did this quiz 10 times, odds are it's going to be 10 different sets of questions. So I can really hammer down a lot of the key facts and important points. Now I'm going to let this cook. You can see it's evaluating questions 6, 7, and 8. All right, so I have a score here. It means my open-ended stuff is graded. So what is the primary? Energy was correct. I was right. It was vitamin D. So that's wrong. Honey, it's obviously wrong. Brown rice is the correct answer. False. Okay, that's good. That was true. All right, explain why it is essential. Now, they marked this wrong here. Great effort in the diet plays a key role, but definition numbers reversed. Essential amino acids are the ones that your body cannot create on its own. There are 9 of these, and it must be obtained. Oh, I did say it backwards. So yeah, so your body can only create 9 essential amino acids you need to consume in your diet. All right, so those are the ones you cannot get. All right, so I did say that backwards, and it caught me on that. Well done, Google Gemini. All right, what's the difference between saturated fat and unsaturated fat? You made a connection, but that's wrong. Physical state of temperature, rather liquid, correct. All right, remember saturated fats are typically solid room temperature. That's exactly what I said. So that did answered it perfect. Sugar, great effort, but sugar is actually, you like sugar, which is actually calorie dense, high in calories, nutrients, but nutrient dense would be the opposite. It means they have a lot of vitamins, minerals, and fiber. So that is accurate as well. All right. So minerals, say this did a great job of evaluating my questions. The only question I had was that one soluble versus insoluble fiber question, which is whatever. So once again, it can take any content from anything. Now, that's all great that it works, but what did I do to build it? So you may be here for this. This took a lot of revisions. So the neat part is when I gave it the idea from the very beginning, all right, I had to keep going back. Now you can only see some of the interaction here. You have to continue giving it prompts and keep telling it this is right, this is wrong, but it's vibe coding. And what does vibe coding mean? It means that you just have to keep talking to it like a person. Hey, this doesn't work. Can you fix this? And it keeps on going back, keeps on updating. And this took a little while. I would say this took a good 30 minutes of me typing back and forth to generate all of this code. Now you can see there's all these different code components throughout, which I did not type any of this. It built it out for me. And if I wanted to share this with students, if I go back to the preview model, I can share this entire platform with students, send this to them, copy this, and send it off. So once again, this is something that you can use for any content area. And it's something I built from scratch that never existed prior to this. So what can we do here? Let's talk about some possible ideas for some inspiration for you. So let's say I wanted to create a classroom inventory tracker for all the times I lend out all the stuff, whether that's calculators or other consumables that the students need to bring back. So I'm just going to say, build it. And let's see what it makes. So you can see on the left-hand side, all of its thoughts, what it goes through to build it out, and let this cook for a little bit. All right, so once again, this area over here is called the live preview and the sidebar chat. This allows us to do things. It can also give you suggestions down here. Don't forget to look at those as you're building out your chat. So looking at the overview, all right, we can have the AI scan in and out. So it would take a photo of what is in stock, what is not in stock. So you can have a computer buy whatever your materials are. The students would scan it in. If I add an item this way, I could put in, let's go with calculators. Is bin number 1, current quantity. Let's say we have 10 of those. Save this item. Minimum quantity would be 0, obviously. Okay, so then we have, once again, different assets that they can go in, and it will generate reports for you based upon what was taken in, taken out. So your students can go into the inventory, figure out what is available, who can use what, and obviously you can edit each of these actions. So let's say I want to edit this. All right, so that's not working, the iPro Teacher. So there's a function that isn't working. So let's take a look at how I can improve that. I am unable to edit the items in the classroom inventory. So this would be the real time debugging where you'd go back in and you'd once again be able to see what's happening here. You see the thought process of what it's doing in order to fix the problem of me being unable to edit the current inventories. I should be able to go in here, edit and delete all of these, maybe change iPad Pro to everybody available, change the status symbols. So you have to go through and make sure all of these functions work when you're checking and debugging your app. And all you do is talk to it, and it should go through and make it so that's editable. I'll let this cook for a little bit. We'll come back. All right, so let's check out if it improved the functionality here. So I'm going to go into our inventory section. I'm going to go into the iPad. Oh, and now I can actually edit the asset. I can now change. I can change where the location is. I'm going to call this on shelf 2. I'm going to have 10 of these and minimum 1. Save changes. Now look at that. I can change where it is, locations, each of these. Can I delete? Make sure that works. Nope, the delete function doesn't work. So that's why we got to debug. The delete function does not work in the inventory. Now, I'm not going to bore you with the whole entire process of me going through and debugging, but this is basically what it does. You go through, you make sure it has some funny things. It says it's hacking, dreaming. But once again, you go through and make sure all the functionality of whatever the tool is you want. And the cool part is you can share this to help people debug with you. So you can do this as a group. You can save this and upload it into a more professional or more advanced AI application. If you actually do know how to code, you can save it to, like I said, to GitHub. And once again, you can deploy the app to see, it working in real time. So it's pretty wild, all the features you can build in. So that's one cool idea for this. But what else can I do? So let's say you want your students to create a personalized portfolio site for all of their English classwork. Let's see if it can build it quick. Again, I'm going to let this cook in the live step panel here. You can see the thought process is working. And I'll come back when it has something built out for us. Okay, so this created some things here where I'm able to add work, put my own thing in there, content, and submit it to the portfolio. That's pretty cool. But let's say I wanted to make some changes here. So I want you to design a professional portfolio website, 3 sections, my project, my resume, and contact me. See if we can add in these sections here. So you could say this is now created more of a professional portfolio where you have 3 different sections you can click on to provide information that you can now edit in real time. You can play it. It gives you some AI perspective. All right. And obviously each of these is interactive. So let's say I wanted to make the header blue and add my name Philip in a bold font. And obviously, you can make any of these sections editable to have your students go in and interact with this document. This would just be a place where they could just upload stuff in a neat, organized manner. I'm just showing you that you can refine, annotate any section of any part of this. There you go. So once again, this can be shared in many ways with your students using the Copy App feature, or you can download a copy for yourself, or you can share the app. So pretty easy, breezy, lemon squeezy. Let's try one more of these ideas. So back to the start. And before we do that, I just want to show that I'm feeling lucky button. This can just do all kinds of fun ones. It will put in there. It can add different features here. You can obviously speak directly to it. You can upload your own resources to build from as well. There's a lot of features within this that I just don't have the time in this video to share with you. Our next use case is going to be a social studies civic era map. And we're going to see where it draws its information from. So this one isn't working, so I need to add some more information to it. Click on the Google search, grounding chips. The app can pull real-time facts or addresses perfectly. But I still don't see an interactive map. All right, so now we're actually getting somewhere with our Google search grounded app up here. So let's search the area. Let's search out Philadelphia. All right, so Philadelphia did generate a whole bunch of different areas here. Let's see if I click on them. It's bringing up some details. Still not seeing the actual map though. In this process of debugging, going back, eventually it will get to the point where you could see an actual map generated here. But for the sake of time, I'm going to fast forward this. All right, we got some pins. We're heading in the right direction here. I see pin, but no map populates. Hallelujah. Yes, we do have a map. Now, can I get the map where I want it to be? Let's figure this out. Okay, so it did populate some things in this area. Let's see if we can get to the place I want to look at. So I'm going to put in some feedback. It didn't change the map location when a new area was requested. All right, this is finally loaded up, but this is not where I want to look. So let's see if we can finally locate the area I want to talk about, Philadelphia. And look at that. It located in Philadelphia. Locations I can now click on. Brings up the information about it. Now, if I want to get crazy, I can change the way the pin looks to a different thing. I can go and edit any of these things, the way it's laid out. Once again, you're only as limited as your creativity when building these apps out. So again, check out the Explore feature. Make sure when you're going through this, you browse the app gallery, get inspired to do all kinds of fun things. I've barely brushed the surface of this build feature. So this has been part 7 of Google AI Studio. Hopefully I'll see you back here for part 8. Until next time.